Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
We have never funded any of the government. This is how businessman Soso Pkhakadze responded to the information disseminated by Radio Liberty about his possible sanctioning. We have always been politically neutral and we will always remain on the side of our country, Soso Pkhakadze said. From the very first day, we are conducting business activity with Western values. We have never financed any of the governments and everyone knows this. We have always been politically neutral and we will always remain on the side of our country. In addition, we are a large business and naturally we will try to have good relations with the government. This is easily clear to everyone around the world. Since 1998, the United States of America has been the country with which I have the closest ties. From January 29, I will be in Boston for several weeks at my former university, where I study a new curriculum starting from 2023. In addition, we represent 3 very well-known and successful American brands in Georgia, Wendy's, Dunkin's, and Subway, Soso Pkhakadze noted in a statement. Biltmore Tbilisi hotel located on Mosavali Avenue reported a decrease in occupancy rate for January 2025 compared to the same period last year. As the hotel's sales director Mariam Kutateladze told BMDG, the Biltmore's occupancy is affected by the ongoing political processes in the country. The current situation had a significant impact on the tourist sector, including hotels located in Mosavali Avenue. We are no exception. Accordingly, we cannot fulfill our monthly budget for January. However, we will see how the month will end. Compared to the previous year, we certainly have a lack of load for January, Mariam Kutateladze said. According to Biltmore's sales director, the political crisis also affects the tourist sector. As Mariam Kutateladze notes, events are not practically held in the conference spaces against the backdrop of reduced demand. Tbilisi hotels also had reduced their price policies, but Biltmore does not plan to make radical changes in this direction. In general, I think all hotels have to adjust prices. However, we don't have the luxury of this. We cannot radically change the price. We are focused on quality, which has its own value. A 5-star brand has its strict requirements. Given this, we are unable to take such radical steps and change our pricing strategy, Kutateladze said. According to the sales director of Biltmore Hotel Tbilisi, the number of bookings are increased from spring, but Kutateladze notes that fulfillment of these reservations will also depend on the ongoing events in the country. Nicolas Shekriladze, general manager of the tourist facility Villa Mosavali, located in the village of Ahalubani near Tbilisi, states that tourist flows have decreased by over 15% compared to the same period last year. According to Giorgi Shekriladze, despite the reduced flows, the tourist facility is actively visited by local tourists as well as representatives of European and post-Soviet countries. In addition, there are tourist flows from Russia as well. Accommodation price per night in a standard room for 2 persons amounts to 270 lari. In general, during this period, the conference section is quite busy, but almost all conferences have been cancelled. Given the situation, we don't have positive expectations at this stage, Shekriladze noted. According to him, the tourist facility employs 70 people. Despite the current crisis, the company has not changed its personnel policy or reduced its staff. Despite the events taking place in the country, New Year sales exceeded the figures of 2023 by at least 15%. Tatuka Lomadze, founder of the Georgian brand Piel Naturals, a manufacturer of natural cosmetics, told BMDG, current events had a big impact on sales, but we still had good results during the New Year season and exceeded last year's sales by at least 15%, Lomadze noted. As she stated, the company had several new projects to implement in 2023. One of the most important was related to foreign countries. In particular, the company planned to open a store in Kuwait in 2024. The opening of the store in Kuwait was delayed because we are resolving certain issues, but this year we plan to open a store in this market because it's a priority market for us, added Taktakishvili. It was noting that the company was invited to an exhibition organized by the United Nations where it recorded successful sales figures. In addition, Piel Naturals plans to develop a private label so they will manufacture products for other brands and help them to develop. Negotiations in this direction are underway with both local and foreign companies. We already have cooperation with 5 companies and we have even more plans in this regard, noted Lomadze. Late in 2024, the company received GMP accreditation for cosmetics, which further increases the prestige of the brand. Mgzavrebi Group deeply believes that the current developments in Georgia's resorts are depriving the opportunity to attract high-spending tourists to the country. As the company's founder, David Sertsvadze, stated, excess supply drops down prices, which leads to the influx of low and middle-class tourists. The company believes that the business, together with the state, should work on creating high-class projects and infrastructure. I don't like what is happening in the resorts in terms of apartment supply because it leads to a decrease in prices. Excess supply leads to low price and we're losing premium class clients, Sertsvadze said. According to him, Mgzavrebi Group focused on developing their business near Tbilisi and building high-class cottages. We moved near Tbilisi and started arranging high-class infrastructure and houses in Saguramo. I know of 10 similar companies in Saguramo alone. Other resorts can also develop in this way. If we want to be a country that receives premium class vacationers, we should promote the creation of high-class facilities. The banking system and the government should be oriented towards this. Our Saguramo project will last at least 2 years. The attracted investment volume will be $15 million, Sertsvadze said. Kutaisi Inn will have a new spa center and pool from May. The company's executive director, Eric Lekokaya, spoke to BMWG about the development of the hotel managed by the Inn Group in Emirati region. According to him, the investment cost of the project is $3 million. A spa center and small pool should open in Kutaisi Inn in May. Approximately $3 million have been allocated for the implementation of this project. As for the workload, the event developed in the country were most reflected in Kutaisi. We mostly receive bookings from Europe due to the airport. However, against the backdrop of current events, European individual and corporate bookings have significantly decreased, although group bookings have not decreased, said the executive director of Inn Group. He also notes that the hotel is trying to retain employees, therefore it has not reduced costs. Given these, the tourist facility sometimes adjusts prices by about 20%, taking the demand into account. Currently, the cost of one night at Kutaisi Inn on Booking.com amounts to $154.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.